The following is a recorded broadcast of RTA 25 News at 10.
This is RTA 25 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Rondell Joseph, and welcome to RTA 25 News at 10. In the headlines tonight, the Chicago Transit Authority's promotional fare discount helped the agency see a nearly 70% increase in the average ridership for those who use the pass. Now, back in August, the CTA extended the fare promotion to Thursday, November 25th. According to CTA, since the introduction of the discounts back in May, more than 10 million rides have been taken using these unlimited ride passes, with prices from 2005 through 2009 back when the old MagStripe fare cards existed. CTA surveyed promotional passes are found that 43% of those respondents rode a lot more with the pass, and 20% reported that pass got them riding the CTA again. The promotional fare passes are available at all Ventra vending machines and CTA rail stations, the Ventra app, the website, and local retail stores and nearby currency exchanges. For more information, you can contact Ventra at 877-NOW-VENTRA. The number again is 877-669-8368. New at 10, a Chicago photographer highlights the underrated and underappreciated workers, our CTA rail workers who kept the trains running during the pandemic. The project took him months in the making and took him to every CTA rail stop.
During the pandemic, everyone kind of needed them even more, and they showed up.
His name is Andrew Michaels, and his project...
Andrew Michaels sat down in an interview with Fox 32 and says that he would go to most of the rail stops as early as 5 a.m. and it took him nearly 9 months to complete.
Chicago.
Particularly during COVID, I spoke to one lady who said that 7 days a week she was working on the train 16 hours. And I just almost feel like we owe it to them as a city to at least show some appreciation for that.
As of right now, Familiar Faces lives digitally, but he expects the piece to be professionally printed and to help find a sponsor and to help printing him the jumbo size project and have it given to CTA as a gift. You can find Andrew's project on Instagram at State Street Photo Studio. Coming up when RTA 25 News at 10 continues. A shooting leaves a person injured on an expressway. Plus, a Chicago police officer is hit and injured now. Charges are expected against the driver involved. We'll have that coming up in briefly tonight when the News at 10 returns.
RTA 25 News at 10 continues.
Welcome back, everyone. A very busy Thursday has been going on in the RTA 25 newsroom. So here's a look at some of the stories that are in RTA 25's briefly tonight. A shooting leaves one person injured in another expressway shooting, according to ISP. This all happened around 2:30 this morning at I-57 near 159th Street in the northbound lanes. A woman was injured in the shooting. She drove herself to the hospital. She's expected to be okay.
Officer down at the intersection, ambulance, hurry!
10-4, we have a 10-1, 10-1. Clark and Ivy Wells, officer down, 10-1.
A Chicago police officer was injured after a car hit him while directing traffic. CPD says this happened at Clark and Ida B. Wells around 2:20 this morning. Witnesses say the streets were packed and seen that the driver of a Dodge Charger did not stop and ended up hitting the officer and an SUV, which is unclear if it belongs to the officer.
It sounded like you could hear a car speeding like smack, and it was such a loud smack that it made me jump up and come look out the window to see exactly what was going on. I already knew it was an accident. You can already just know when you hear that sound like what exactly had happened.
The officer was taken to Northwestern Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 2 handguns were recovered from the driver's Dodge Charger, and both the male driver and passenger were arrested. Police also say this is possibly alcohol-related. Prosecutors are offering a plea deal to serial stowaway Marilyn Hartman, who has a list full of charges dating back to 2018 when she snuck on a plane to London. Right now, we won't know until November if she'll take the deal. Hartman's last attempt to sneak on a plane was just 6 months ago after an interview with CBS 2's Brad Edwards, and she says she has bypassed airport security and snuck on at least 30 flights in the last 2 decades. Hartman claims she has bipolar disorder, and her attorney has asked for mental health counseling while she is in custody, but her case was denied transfer to mental health court. Briefly Tonight continues now. Gaynor Hall has been promoted to the WGN Weekend Morning News. She succeeds her cousin Tanya Francisco, who recently started hosting Daytime Chicago with fellow co-host and recently returned WGN employee Amy Rutledge. Gaynor joined WGN as a freelance reporter for the evening newscast back in 2008. She initially started in Macon, Georgia at WNGT and returned home to Chicago in 2006 as an anchor and reporter for CLTV. She is set to start anchoring on Saturday. Former NewsNation anchor Rob Nelson has announced that he will be anchoring for Newsy in Atlanta in the coming weeks. Nelson had left NewsNation back in July, where it stated that he wanted to pursue other opportunities, so he and Nexstar mutually parted ways. Nelson joined NewsNation last year, anchoring alongside former WGN anchor Joe Donlin and former Q13 Fox anchor Marnie Hughes. Nelson is set to premiere on Newsy in its relaunch on Friday, October 1st. That's a look at some of the stories in Briefly Tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back. Finally, here at 10 o'clock, Metra is warning commuters that it's going to get busy on the rails this weekend. Starting tomorrow night through Sunday, the BNSF forces will be replacing 6,200 railroad ties between Hinsdale and Laverne stations. Inbound trains departing Aurora and outbound trains leaving Union Station will face delays up to 20 minutes due to construction. Metra will make additional stops at the Western Avenue station on Saturday and Sunday for fans attending Riot Fest in Douglas Park. Metra has advised riders that the last evening trains could face delays due to the construction project. For more information, you can log on to Metra.com. That is RTA 25 News at 10 for this Thursday night. I'm Rondell Joseph. For all of us here, have a safe night. The news continues tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m.